यह सवाल है। और डिस्ट्रैक्शन इस बात से हो रहा है, बीजेपी को ये जो 2 पॉइंट्स हैं, महिला आरक्षण वाले, डिलिमिटेशन और सेंसस, इनको हटा देना चाहिए और एकदम महिलाओं को जो इज्जत मिलनी चाहिए, जो रिस्पेक्ट मिलनी चाहिए, जो भागीदारी होनी चाहिए, उनको एकदम वो कर दें। और कास्ट सेंसस का जो हमने डेटा निकाला था उसको पब्लिक कर दें, तो सारे हिंदुस्तान के ओबीसी युवाओं को पता लग जाए वो हैं कितने, और नया सेंसस कास्ट बेसिस पे करें। थैंक यू। एक करके प्लीज। और प्रधानमंत्री को अपने अगले भाषण में यह कहना है, यह समझाना है देश को कि हिंदुस्तान के सबसे जरूरी 90 अफसर जो हैं, उनमें से सिर्फ 3 ओबीसी क्यों हैं? यह मेन सवाल है। और मैंने दलितों और आदिवासियों की बात ही नहीं की अभी। अंग्रेजी में कह देता हूं। द बीजेपी केम अप with the idea of a special session. We appreciated that idea. With a lot of fanfare and pomp, we moved from the old building to the new building. The Prime Minister, in a very dramatic gesture, carried the Constitution of India from the old building to the new building. And he said that he is passing a very important law. And we agree with him. Women's reservation is a central step in the empowerment of the women of India, and it is a critical step. But when we read the fine print, we found something very interesting. 2 little subtexts were there. Number 1, this will be done after delimitation. Number 2, this will be done after census. What it means is this bill will be implemented a decade from now. It is not going to be implemented today, and every woman in India should understand this. It is not going to be implemented today, it's going to be implemented, if it is implemented, 10 years from now. So this is a diversionary tactic. It's a way of making everyone's attention move away. The question is, what are they moving away from? And the answer is the caste census. And I'd like to explain why. In my research for my speech, I looked at how many officers in the government of India, the senior most officers are secretaries, how many secretaries in the government of India come from the OBC community, how many come from the Dalit community, how many come from the tribal community. And I was shocked to find that 5% of the secretaries of the government of India, 3 officers in the government of India secretary level are OBC first. And then I asked another question, what budget do they control? And they control 5% of the budget. OBCs, Dalits, tribals, all put together control 6% of the budget. Tribals control 0.1 something of the budget. So this is a shocking finding. And I said this in Parliament. My point being that are the OBCs 5% of India? Is that the amount of participation we want of the OBC community? So the central question is, how many OBCs are there in India? How many different communities are there in India? If we want to distribute power to the people of India, we have to know this number. Otherwise, we are working without data. And so I placed this on the floor of the House and I said, look, please tell us how many OBCs. We have the data, I know, because the government of India has already done the census and all this data is available. Why is the Prime Minister not releasing this data? And second, what is this delay in this census? The caste census should be done now, and the last caste census data should be released at once. Now, what was the BJP's answer? Very interesting answer. That it doesn't matter how many OBCs are in the government of India. What matters is that we have MPs and MLAs who are OBC. No, that's not the point. Because you can ask any MP or any MLA how much they participate in lawmaking, how much they participate in how the money in India is spent, they will tell you there's no participation. So it is almost as if they keep placing these OBC MPs into the Vidhan Sabha from one side and taking away the real power of the OBCs from the other side. And as the Prime Minister keeps saying, he's the OBC leader, I want him to explain why only 3 OBCs are there in the government of India. And why the OBC community, which is the backbone of this country, is responsible for only 5% of the budget. They have not been able to answer this question. In fact, when I said it, I saw in their face the panic. Because this is the truth, this is what they're trying to distract India from. The fact